Hello, welcome back. I had an episode of caving, about half hour worth of footage. I think I have included, if I do as I have planned, just a couple little montages of collecting some stuff. But all the parts that had my voice, the audio was really low, and the game sounds in contrast were really high. So it wasn't very good, so I decided just to scrap it instead of trying to put it together and releasing it as is. So yeah, nothing too exciting happened anyway, so didn't miss much. But I'm back in the nether, and I was going to blow up another quarter area of the upper parts, and I think I am going to set it up mostly for dropping TNT. I am, however, running out of TNT. This is the last 7 TNT that I brought to this place. So, yeah. Don't know. Definitely have to... yeah. These are mostly spaced in accordance to 3 gaps. So hopefully they will chain. I wasn't too careful with these first few rows. Like this is 4. So let's put that in there. We'll see. And if we're lucky, they'll actually chain at the back too. So I may only have to light one of these, but chances are that's not going to work. So, but yeah, this is kind of all done. Let me get another night vision potion going. Okay, so this is mostly done up here. I've got some structures in the back corner there, but I think I'm going to take care of those by hand. You can see some over there on the edge too. Let's just head over there. But for the most part, it is done. And I think that might actually be out of range. Not out of range, but out of my bombing range. Nope, it's in range. Okay, so yeah, I got some more here too. And I just cleaned up that area, so that's kind of now a ghast hunting zone. But it's all smoothed out. Most of it's one layer thick, because there wasn't much of a ceiling in that area. So I just did that in case I want to extend this out, which I may do, but there's a lot of lava there, so if I do extend it, I probably won't have any levers or anything for the first part, so I'll try to just put it over where there will be land and where it will actually be useful. But anyway, let's get started. Oh. Oh, oh god, we may die. We died. Whoops! That part was a little holy. Holy and unstable. Yeah. Stupid ghast. Okay, let's hope my stuff's down there. This feather falling, haven't been saving my hide lately. Nope, nope, too low. Nope, well, at least nothing like flew off the edge. Okay. Okay. All set. Don't really need that. Let's get back up there and try that again. Without the whole death and destruction thing. That first step, it's a doozy. Okay. Let's get that going again. Yeah, this might fail too. because of the holes. Yep, just drops too far. It's okay if the TNT drops like 1 block, I think, but not if it drops more than that. Oh, it stopped again. And I'm hoping it'll come back around. These first few rows were not done very well. It's kind of messed up that it doesn't work if you hit the sides. Seriously? Is this stuff not here? Yeah. Yep. Right. It's kind of annoying. That happens quite a bit. Okay, so it kind of went off and then it stopped for whatever reason and then it kept going. Now did it keep going because it's... I don't know what happened there. Okay, the chaining back here is kind of iffy. Just do that. And then that. That was cool. Maybe we'll like that, then like that, and do that again. Cool. Oh, this might be good. Oh, it skipped a couple rows. Yep, that's too bad. Alright. We are gaining TNT. Alright, mostly smooth sailing. Still a little bit here left that I didn't have enough TNT for. I do have some more back at the base. Back in town, I think still about a chest's worth. And then we've been loading up some more TNT or gunpowder at the pickup location from the mob farm, so should be able to make some more. Now I gotta clean up this. Alright, cleaned it up. And now it's ready for the next stage, which I guess is building some more rail and all that stuff. Sounds like fun. Not gonna do it right now. And yeah, that is all netherrack. Which is probably not worth blowing up, but whatever. Do it for fun. A lot of that I've removed by hand now too. Still some stuff over there, but yeah. All I've really accomplished now by doing all that is decrease the efficiency of the mob farm. Whoops. But yeah, some more land there to get rid of. I got rid of some. Still plenty to go. I'm going to head back to the village. Actually, I'm probably going to call it quits for today. But after this, we'll be heading back to the village to check on our TNT supply. And yeah, figure out how much I actually have. Put some more together, and yeah. So, we'll see you shortly. Actually, before I head back to the village to check on our TNT supply, I want to modify this thing a little bit. So I've watched, what video was it? Someone pointed me to a JL video, JL2579, on like spawning and all that. Mob spawning rules and how it works. So I've learned a little bit more, and now I want to do something. Like, it won't matter, this machine's pretty good because it's got air blocks kind of all around it, which is kind of what you want. Let's see here. There we go. Now, when I was in my hub, and actually someone just commented on that video too, I misspoke about the game checking for like a spawnable block before it will try to pick a location for spawning mobs. And that is incorrect. Is it so? Okay, I was going to say, why is it so bright in here? Got the night vision on. But that is incorrect. It doesn't have to be a spawnable block, it just has to be any air block. So, for instance, this guy right here, next to this piston, there's an air block to its right. There's another air block right there. There's the air block where I'm standing, and all the way out that way. So what the game does is will pick an air block, kind of at random anywhere, and then it'll check for, after it's picked that air block, then it'll start spawning mobs wherever it can. So to make your mob system kind of as efficient as possible, you want to have as many air blocks around it as possible. So like this whole row right there could be, or should be, air blocks. I don't want to take out this outer wall because that's kind of protecting. Now unfortunately this one's going to be hard to get because it's kind of hovering. So I may need to, maybe we can use netherrack, and I'll probably have to take out both of these, and then I'll put the stone back afterwards. So this might not make a huge difference, but I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, right now the biggest problem is there's way too many spots for the game to pick that are not in this machine. So mobs are spawning elsewhere, and the game should pretty much always mob cap itself out. Although right now it just says 50, 58, 57, but the rate at which the game tries to spawn mobs is really fast, which is shown in JL's video there. I'll try to link it in the description because it's a really good video if you want to learn about mob spawning behavior. But anyway, I'm going to do this. It'll be fairly boring, so no point in you watching me do the whole thing. And then I will head back to the village and check for TNT, and then I might want to start up a new project which I have roughly in my mind. It's not a unique project, but it's something my village currently needs, so we will get work on that. Okay, so that's done. A few near-death experiences. What is that? No, I think that's some gravel that fell. There's some other stuff I could remove, like I could remove this nether fortress, or part of it that's intruding. But I won't worry about that right now. I kind of like seeing it and knowing that it's where it intersects with the mob system. But anyway, oh man, look at all that netherrack I plan on removing. See, I've done some like local explosions over there. Some down there. Anyway, it'd be cool when it's all gone. Some remains over there. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head back to the village, I think. Hopefully. Let's unload all this material. If there's room. Which there really is not. Alright, let's head back. Don't get in my way, don't get in my way. You got in my way. Off the track, please, sir. Oops. And I believe there's a hole somewhere, which is annoying. Oh, good. I have just what I need to fix it. Excellent. I think I actually like deflected the gas ball into this rail, and I was like, "Ah, why? Why would I do such things?" All right. Let's check maybe my sand reserves. Do I have space? I do. Let's get rid of this track. And gold and flesh. I'm running out of food. So yeah, that mistake I made also applies here. So the game can pick any spot there is ice, because that is an air block over top of the ice. So this area is not spawn proof, although it's fairly spawn proof. So I mean the chances of mobs spawning here are fairly low. Especially there's lots of places down below, and these are the only air gaps. Everything else should be fairly netherrackish. So there's more chance around this hub. The game actually basically has to pick an air block, and then it goes through a series of other calculations which I don't recall. It moves like, I think it went like 5 blocks. We'll look to see if it's spawnable. Goes back up to 5 blocks, something like that, and then. But anyway, I'll link that to JL video. He goes over it fairly well. So during that stage, it could pick a rail and spawn a mob. But overall, fairly low chances. But I might put that string back. I don't know. Again, I can't remember who. Someone just commented on a video mentioning that, and I think they even did some tests and proved it is as such. But let's see what I have for sand. I might have taken it all back. Oh, I have. No sand. Sandstone. Oh, bunch of broken shovels. Let's take those back. We could repair those. Couple good shovels. I love that anvil. That is such an awesome thing. So now you can essentially just spend 30 levels to repair a good thing instead of 30 levels to kind of roll the dice on another enchantment and likely get something that is crap. Where is that dog? I hear dogs. I never see them anymore. I don't know if they're like hiding somewhere. They like teleport into the... Yeah, like him. How did you get up there? This... Are those full blocks or are those half slot? Oh no, those are full blocks. Well, I guess you can spawn up there, sir. Maybe I should do something about that. Why don't we go get some gunpowder, since I know I have sand back at the base. Not a lot, but a decent amount. How much stuff is going to come? Oops. Oh, look at that. There's TNT right there. Excellent. Well, let's load up on gunpowder anyway. Well, there's not much here. Okay. Alright, let's work with that. So what do we have here? We have 18 stacks. And I think I have at least that back at the base. Or in the village, in the warehouse. Also, my new mic should be coming today. So, hopefully next video we'll have that going. I should just start loading TNT down here. Okay, and then we have, what we got? Another 18 and 6. So we have 40 stacks. That's pretty good. And for sand, I'm full there, so I could start converting this. Okay, so there's another 8 stacks. Still got some TNT, just not 5 full stacks, so I'm just going to leave it. And there's still a lot more potential back at the pickup location. I think what I will do is I'll go harvest some sand. So I don't want to use up all this anyway. And then I'll bring that sand to the pickup location. I think that's what I did last time for those 18 stacks. And I'll just make the TNT there instead of hauling all the gunpowder back. So let's take those. Yeah, those can go in here. I guess this is now my repair chest. But definitely repair those shovels. And what else is in here? Take those out. Oops, I probably should have left that flint back at the nether. And those were picks for the nether as well. I probably should have left those. And that was a fortune. Anyway, I'll leave those in there. Okay, so... Oh, food. Let's get some more food. Haven't had to kill animals in a long time. Now you get experience for breeding them too. That should be part of a plan sometime, is to kind of redo this as well. I was going to say, do I have any animals left? Not many. Not many at all. I swear I left more than this. Are they like slowly dying? Anyway, I should probably actually check the time on the episode. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, we are just over half an hour, so actually we probably will call it quits pretty quick. So we won't actually get started on this project, but maybe we can go over it. And yeah, I successfully did not record my game sounds again, but hopefully they are recording now. Just in time to listen to these guys. But yeah, I typically watch like videos while I'm playing, but I don't have those coming through my headphones. I have them playing over my speakers. And then if I happen to record, I then have to change the sound settings so that it's recording from the headphones instead of the speakers. And yeah, sometimes I forget. I totally forgot that I threw buckets here for no other reason than to show that those could be put underwater. So the plan, much like Ito's cleansing system, I think he calls it, I want to get villagers here via mob spawners. So it's really annoying because I used to have a zombie spawner right down here, which I think I may have shown in a video, one of the flashback videos. But it was like basically 20 blocks, or not even, I think it was like 12 blocks below right here. But it was right over top of my mob system, kind of where the ceiling is now. And I tried to keep it for a while, and I was like, it kind of was an eyesore because it was right in the ceiling, and it would have been a pain to try to keep. So I ended up just destroying it. but that was before you could get zombie villagers out of them. But anyway, so we are going to have to use the zombie spawner that we located. It's getting night. Hold on. Alright. So if you recall, there's a double zombie spawner actually over here. Not too far away. I think it's close enough that the village will stay loaded, which isn't all that important, but it might make transporting the villagers a little easier. Hey guy. But it is, I think, here somewhere. If it will load. Maybe? Well, maybe it's a little further than I thought. Somewhere around here. You see it? I don't see it. I made a little marker. There it is. Okay, so it's right down here. It's a little further than I thought. There's two of them down there. Not that you really need a double spawner for curing vigilantes, villagers, as it's going to be a kind of a manual process. So yeah, I guess the village will be partially unloaded maybe. But the plan, I'm not going to copy Etho exactly. I have a different way I want to try sorting out mobs individually. I used it a while ago. I never actually used it in a world, but I was testing it out in a creative world a while back. To, yeah, basically just kind of, so you can have one mob at a time, almost like a little, just separator system. I don't know how to describe it. Using tripwires and pistons. But anyway, so that's the plan. Create something down there where I can separate them, cure them, and once they're cured... What are you? Oh, I think this is a skeleton. Yep. It's too bad. That'd be even better if that was zombie. Yeah, cure them, separate them, and then send them to the village. And then once they get in range of the village, or not in range, but once we get them down to about somewhere around here within the village area, I want it to split off in different locations so that we can send them either to the apartments or the estates or maybe some other locations as well. How about we load? How about that? So yeah, be kind of like our little migration thing. We will migrate villagers into the village. And I was actually thinking of maybe putting one here, since this is kind of the entrance. We could actually maybe just have them pop out of the water, come up here, and then hopefully they will see that as the village and head over there, or who knows, might have to just experiment. So I'm going to create a tunnel system underground, and I think I'm actually just going to use water streams to send them through, instead of like a rail cart system. So I hate dealing with minecarts and villagers and such. It'll be slower, but then I can just kind of keep pumping villagers out this way. I don't have to worry about going along with them and getting them out of the carts every time or anything like that, or creating some kind of unloading system for them. I can just kind of be at the zombie spawner and filter through them, heal them. Once they're healed, I can send them on their way, and then they will just head over here and do their thing. And then when I come back, hopefully they'll already have been sent away, or yeah, doing their little thing, headed off into that area that I've chosen. So we'll have to have some kind of selector system, and that'll probably be in the tunnel itself. Might have some like intersections or something where pistons shoot out to stop the villagers from going through, and then from there we can pick which way we want them to go. And maybe I'll have a separating system as well at those intersections so that they don't all bunch up together. We'll kind of have it so it separates them into maybe we'll have like a 5-slot queue or however many queue. And then from there we can look at the villager and see what they are too, and if they're, say, a paper trader, we could send them somewhere specific. or something like that. So that is the plan. I may get started on it off camera because a lot of it's just going to be kind of the digging out and manual labor type thing. Maybe I'll get the mob spawner ready, or maybe I'll record some of that, and we could try to figure out the best way to do the double spawner. And we can maybe try to incorporate just a XP system there too for all the non-zombie villagers, and then we can kill those guys off and collect their rare drops and maybe get a bit of iron ingots that way. But primary goal will just be to get the villagers out of there. So that is the plan, and yeah, if you have any ideas or thoughts on that, let me know in the comments. And otherwise, we will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. That's it. Bye-bye.